Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Occasionally Effective stream. My name is, of course, Qwerty2Jam, and I have with me the wonderful... oh shit, Swallow.
It's Swallow, come on. Get it right, dude. Yep, and this time we're going to be spectating Guns of Icarus.
Guns of Icarus, at the new... oh, one moment. Let me quiet Satch mode down a bit. How about that?
Yeah, I've tried it before, dude. That is impossible. There is no way to make him quiet. Alas, it is impossible.
So...
anyway, what are we going to be spectating?
we are going to be spectating a 3v3 called King's Gambit. We actually have enough players, so we're going to be watching Water Hazard, which is my favourite map in the game. Of course, it is 8 AM for me, the fucking new time, so the Americans can watch the stream. God forbid.
And it's, yeah, the Americans, because they'll enjoy this. And it's 10 PM for me, because I'm on the other side of the world.
Well, if nothing else will be novelty value, it'll be an Australian and an Englishman commenting for Americans.
On Americans. Actually, I think Satchman might be from Mars, but still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yes, we don't know where that accent
we
is
promised
quite
we would be mean. They can't be mean. Let's just be nice.
Alright. So we have the TARDIS Jackhammer, La Santa Maria, and Ophelia going against a whole lot of nothing.
Yep, looks like we actually have lost a fuck ton of players.
Yes, absolutely. 38 players in lobby still. Let me just go have a quick perusal after I switch to the Guns of Icarus screen. What do we have? Join Quick, King's Gambit, and Dwarf, which is still underway. Join Quick. Does this have any names I know? Not particularly. So we should head back into King's Gambit and hope for this 3v3.
Well, you can always just type some shit in regional and hope that some people join. Really is unfortunate. Not enough people play this game.
No, they really don't. Mind you, it is only sort of like, it's 5 PM in New York at the moment, so people are still coming home from work, I guess.
I'd honestly say that this is close to prime time for Americans. You don't catch that many Americans on too late, as from what I've, experienced. It might just be that we're trying to watch a 3v3 game. That involves 12 players either side, and considering that there are currently 37 players playing this game.
Yeah, we're going to require a large majority just to get this thing underway.
Yep. Ah, well, let's talk about...
what is there to talk about? God, no patches coming out.
You're the ones who know, I guess. Oh, well, there's Morbi's tournament. Could always talk about that.
Of course. Morbi's tournament, February 9th, correct? The,
Yep.
what's it called? Fight for the Fjords or something?
I honestly can't remember.
I will bring it up in just a moment. We should probably know this stuff. Claiming the Fjords. There we go. So, Morbi is hosting a tournament on February 9th, Claiming the Fjords. It is going to be a 2v2 match with organised teams, round robin style, I believe. And the winner...
about that, yes.
The winner gets something. I'm not quite sure yet. It does have official Guns of Icarus, Muse team prize support. So, you get something out of it. And of course, it's going to be the second tournament ever in the history of the game. The first after release.
The first was Thunder Jones, wasn't it? I wasn't actually here for that one.
No, that was back in the beta, maybe mid-beta.
Yeah, there's a lot of history from that particular tournament that just keeps getting brought up, and I'm not too sure about it. A lot of well-known players that
Match
may
9.
not have been dicks. Oh yeah, and Match 9, of course. Well, for those of you who are watching the stream, I know one, why don't you just mention Match 9? Talk about it. Because, that's the sort of thing that Muse wants brought up over and over again, isn't it?
Oh yes, they always want shit like this brought up. Alright, so, what happened? And it's a big issue at the moment. A lot of the CAs at the moment are like, Morbi, you got to do this right. Because the Thunder Dudes tournament was a fiasco. Lots of delayed games, glitches.
No, it was still in beta.
Yeah, exactly. Now, Match 9... Match 9 was a special case. We had a match where a ship's hull glitched, and I believe they won. I'm not 100% sure on the details. But there were 2 rematches in that game alone. And then a third one was called. When that person did not get their third rematch because they had already delayed the other matches of the tournament by something like an hour and a half, all of the time I was just talking, like trying to and just waiting for my matches. Yeah. When that person did not get that third rematch, he decided to chuck the shits in all chat at the Muse team, at the CAs, at the players. He decided to bomb the forums, the Facebook page.
Yep, piss off the admins. It's the best way to get what you want.
I know, right? Isn't it just the best thing to do? That is the logical solution.
That's the Satchmo solution.
Oh, boy. Oh, we're going into game. All right.
Oh, yes.
Finally. Ophelia and Tardis Jackhammer going up against Delphinus, La Santa Maria, and Sometimes.
Now, this could be very interesting, because what we're actually seeing here is a team of 3 Pyramidians versus a team of 2 Galleons and a Goldfish. And on the cramped conditions... Oh, no, wait, that's a different map I'm thinking of. God, we've got to improve on this before the tournament.
Bet you were thinking of Canyons just then.
Yeah, Canyons. I hate that map so much.
I love that map!
I know you love that map. I hate it, though, because I'm a pilot. I can't fly on that map.
I'm a pilot. I can fly on that map.
No, I just constantly just keep bouncing between the pillars, and it's like fucking pinball. Or steampunk pinball.
Oh, man. That's got to exist.
What, steampunk pinball?
Yeah, that's got to exist.
We could always do a Google search while we're waiting for the match to fire up. But anyway, we're going into Water Hazard. This one's a particularly irritating map. There's not that much in the way of hazards, truth be told. It's all about the cloud. The cloud is not nice.
Well, the cloud cover can always lead you just ramming into one of these unexpected pillars in the middle. Well, to
be fair, you have to be rather special to fly your ship into a pillar, even with all the cloud cover.
Yes, you have to be a unique little snowflake. All right,
and I think that's what... Go on.
Well, Ophelia is rushing ahead of his allies straight into the enemy team. The Delphinus isn't turning his broadsides timely enough. La Santa Maria's got a good firing angle, but is not firing. Ophelia's moving bloody fast. Do you think she's kerosining that?
Oh, I'm almost certain they're kerosining. Satchmo, as a captain, has been trying to get his rams recently. He's just seems to love those rammings. He seems to love ramming his ship into large subs. He might have actually not turned. I don't know what's going on there. But yeah, the chances are he's running kerosene, probably hydrogen, impact bumpers. You name it, he's probably running it. Anyway, Delphinius is fine. Ooh.
Oh man, it has not gone well for him at all. Blue team folding in and crushing him.
Yeah, but now there are 2 red Pyramidians, 3 red Pyramidians as Ophelia respawns, just piling around Delphinius. And with those flamers, I can tell you firsthand, flames from Pyramidians are not nice things.
God. Just flamers from anything.
Yeah, but still, I mean, you'd think that heatsink would be enough to deal with flamers in certain situations, but it's just Delphinius is getting rammed.
Oh, Kermit taking a large chunk of damage from ramming, but still claiming the kill, so well done to him.
The Santa Marina seems to have a gunner that can't actually hit the broadside of a Pyramidian, as it turns out. Still, Kermit is just surviving.
Oh, I just realised I have a galleon above my head. Oh, wow, yes. Oh, no, there we go. I believe the Sometimes claiming the kill there. And I believe your mic has shorted out. Oh, there we go.
It's muted. One sec. Yeah, but the Red's also taking a kill. So,
well, we're seeing a nice, even trade-off so far.
But with 2 Reds piling in towards Sometimes, that could change very quickly.
And
I think Delphinius realizes...
Ooh!
That's
Holy
a nice
shit! What is the Sometimes packing on its front?
That has got to be charged flak. There is nothing else that can do that much hull damage.
Yep. Yeah, it's got to be a flak with an ammo. So it'd be charged or even maybe oh, what is it? The really big one, Loch Naga.
No, I don't think they'd be running Loch.
No, fired 2 shots. It was probably charged.
Oh yeah, I forgot that the Loch only allows 1 shot.
Oh man, the Loch. Oh, back in the day of the howitzers, when the Mercury field gun for the
Oh,
people
I hate
who...
to interrupt you there, but the Kermit is just flying back towards sometimes, and Delphinius is already hammering away at his hull. I've got this strange feeling that we're going to see a very, very quick kill here, one way or the other.
Yeah, I don't think the Kermit's going to come out right on this one.
Oop, you don't know.
Oh, nope, there goes the armor. Quick broadside from Delphinus could save his ally and claim a kill here. Armor going back up by the looks of it.
It might do, but I think Delph is actually running a harpoon. Think you can see the harpoon there?
Yeah, I can. I can see the line. You know, a lot of people say the line on the harpoon snaps really easily. I don't see that at all. I mean, it just pulled a galleon down to a fucking Pyramidian's level.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't snap all that easily. It actually seems to, in some cases, hang on way too long, like longer than you really want it to. I mean, but when you're using it on a squid, for instance, because I'm stupid enough to use a harpoon on a squid, it just pulled you towards the target, and yeah.
Quickly,
maybe
fantastic scenario for the red team here. 3-on-1 Pyramidians into a galleon with no real support from his allies just yet. Sometimes closing in just now, and oh, Delphinus lifting out. Fantastically done.
Yeah, but those Pyramidians, they're coming. They smell blood. And it's interesting to note here that the Santa Marina actually hasn't participated in this battle at all. It's just been flying around on the side. I don't know what's going on. Yeah.
Well, do they have a disconnected captain? I don't believe so.
No, their captain is still connected. It's Captain Crunch. So.
Well, there we go. Don't know quite what the Santa Maria is thinking there. Obviously trying some MLG strategy we don't quite know of yet.
Yeah. I mean, such as keeping its right-hand side with no field gun to the targets. I mean, it's quite clear that the blue team has been marking out. It's 4-4 now. Sometimes it's taking some serious damage. The question is, we'll sometimes be able to destroy one of the reds before the reds all pile on him, because you know they're going for the ram.
Oh, absolutely. They're going to look to pin him 3 ways, basically. Get him in with some flamer, disable those engines, make him stationary, ram, you watch. If the guns don't clean up the kill.
I don't know, sometimes chances are he's just going to fire on the reverse and just hammer.
Look at all that forward firepower going at him, Christ.
Here it comes. Sometimes it's coming out worse for this one. Ah, there it is.
And there's the sometimes.
Oh, it's not 2-5, is it? Of course, it's 3v3. What is 3v3 to?
3v3 is to 7.
To 7.
Well, water hazard. 3v3 can also occur on a point capture map, or a capture point, as it's commonly referred to.
CP.
CP.
Because, you know, CP isn't an acronym that means anything else that we know of. Let's just leave it at that.
I can't think of anything.
Good. Leave it at that.
Cock punch?
No, but close.
Okay. All right. Let's leave it. I'm sure I'll be corrected eventually, and I'm sure I will not want to know said information once I have it.
I don't think anyone wants to know it. The Santa Marina there, it looks like a marina is actually equipped with Hwatches. It seems really strange for the captain to not only use the right-hand side of his ship to bombard, which doesn't have the upper small gun, but to use Hwatches, which are clearly exploding at well
that and their spread. Look at the spread. You cannot hit to hope. Oh wow! You cannot hope to hit a fucking thing at that range with a Hwatcher, and it's just look at that. It's a shotgun.
Well, to be fair, the carronade is actually the shotgun. I like to consider the Hwatcher as more of a
spray and pray.
More useless than anything else.
Yeah.
I mean, it certainly does enough component damage, but there are so many other better alternatives for dealing component damage that have other uses too. To
be fair, if you get in close and get a full Hwatcher into someone, it'll mess you up like nothing else in the game can. But that situation and a gunner with that skill is so rare that it's just not viable. And you see so many galleons running with this. Well, the red team deciding to group up and close in.
I don't think it was really a group effort. I think Affiliate is trying to draw their fire while the other two slip through the clouds. Or, much more likely, the Affiliate has just gone straight forward and the other two are trying to compensate.
Mm-hmm.
Because Let's face it, this is a random match. Teamwork isn't exactly to be expected here. But the
No.
blue team just setting up such an immense bombardment. They can see through those clouds.
Yes.
They have markers on those targets.
Yep, and they're just going to bombard them all day. They're just not going to give a shit about armor.
Jackhammer is through, and it's going for the goldfish.
The galleons need to turn.
Sometimes it's actually taking some serious damage now. Oh, the ram wasn't enough. Will they be able to defend in time? Sometimes could be taken down.
I doubt it. I mean, only the Delphinus is turning towards his allies, and the Santa Maria is only just now turning with the... Sometimes in such a... No! The Santa Maria is apparently lifting out.
It's just getting out of there, leaving his ally to his doom. That's just...
Who's the captain?
Right.
Captain Crunch. Captain Crunch, you are terrible. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
No, we can't do that. We can't do that. Come on. Stay calm. Stay positive. Be zen. We can't openly bitch about people on the stream. That's not why we're here.
Of course.
We're here to laugh about them in private.
Howard is online.
Noted. The Santa Marina is finally getting some damage down with those Thatchers. It might be a little too late, and it's certainly not doing much damage against Kermit. Meanwhile, Jackhammer and Affiliate are just double-teaming Delphinius. Oh, were. Jackhammer seems to be shooting through Delphinius, because that's the strategy.
Oh, well, it's a strat, I suppose. Whether it's effective, I have my doubts. It's not one I would employ. And Kermit obviously just ignoring the mostly useless Santa Maria here and going for the half-health Delphinius.
As much as I, yeah.
Oh! Ram kill for the end of the match. That's what I like to see. More power to the Pyramidians.
That was a threesome at the end. There's no other word.
Yeah, there's no other way to say that. You cannot say that without it being dirty. It was a three-way. It was a tag. It was a three-tag team.
I'm sure you can find a way to say it without sounding gay.
Not within like 10 words. I don't think you can do it. If you were to say three Pyramidians teamed up in a ramming maneuver against a galleon, which is like 25 words, then you could do it. But
25 words? I question your ability to count words.
Not while I'm saying them, no. No, I can't count them then.
But it's our job to count them.
No, it's
probably.
not.
Oh, well, by the way, the Reds clearly showing a huge dominance here. Perhaps due to, well, let's face it, dodgy captaining on part of the blue team. It really was a 2v3 there. If not 2v4. Santa Maria was just dead weight there.
Yeah, Delphinius did a good job. Like, honestly, and the Goldfish did some good work as well. The issue was the Santa Maria just sort of floating around, not giving a shit.
Yeah, that's one captain who needs to go and just play around in the private rooms for a minute. Maybe learn his ship's capabilities before.
He needs to go sit in a corner and think about what he's done.
Yeah. Anyway, next map we're going into, if this match actually plays, is Anglian Raiders. This one's always fun. Cool. It's not really a combat map. And gunners seem to hate it in particular because the good team will bring out the squids. Because let's face it, the squid is essentially for Anglian Raiders, and that's about it.
Yeah.
Well, the blue team is gone.
Like completely. Completely.
Well, we could always join Duel at Dawn.
We might have to.
Yeah, we have to.
Yeah, we have to. Yep.
Let's switch to that then.
Back to Duel at Dawn, I suppose.
Wonderful. Let's see who we're dealing with here. Loran. Played with them earlier. Not a bad person. It does seem like there might be a little bit of team stacking going here. Still, not much we can do about that. Let's just point and laugh. So, Duel at Dawn, 2v2. This one's another death match, and a particularly irritating map because it is almost entirely open. There are some sneaky bits around the side, but for the most part, it really does favour the ship with the long range.
Are you thinking about the right map here?
Duel at Dawn, yeah.
The one with all the wreckage in the middle of it.
I may be thinking of something else, actually.
You may be thinking
I'm thinking of Dunes, yeah.
You're thinking of Battle on the Dunes.
Yeah. So this is actually the opposite of what I just said. It's a horrible, disgusting map, and I hate it.
Spoken like a true Galleon player. Thank you for that.
You make it sound like a bad thing.
It is a bad thing. You're fucking tanky. Do you know how long it used to take me to take you down with a full carronade build? It was like, Jesus, how many times does it need to bounce?
Used to. The Galleon's been nerfed and nerfed and nerfed. Just so fast bastards
So
like
have
you.
my carronades!
Well, of course your carronades have been nerfed. They're not supposed to take down hull. Have you ever considered that maybe they had to be nerfed? Carronade, the thing that's supposed to kill balloons and not much else. The thing that is essentially just shrapnel, was shredding hulls.
The thing that made the funnest meta in the game, dogfighting. Now everyone just sits at a range. It's either you get in quick with Flamer, or you sit back with a flak. 2 strats. There used to be like 4 or 5.
Well, they are trying to rectify that with the inclusion of the mortar.
Lumberjack.
And they've also been buffing the chain guns, I've noticed. I've seen a lot more chain guns running around, particularly for hull damage. It seems that going for the components just isn't all that viable anymore. Everyone just wants to go for the hull and just get them down as quickly as possible. I mean, when you try and go for the components, or maybe try and disable the guns, there's just heat sink on the guns. Components just don't go down as fast as you like, because normally ships are running with double engines now. Double engineers now, so they just hammer you within 3 or 4 shots, and they just keep... They can kill you before they've lost enough ground to even consider repairing the balloon that you just killed.
Yeah.
So there is some balancing issues.
I remember back in the day when the double engineer gunner build was developing, when that meta was just growing.
What, did it used to be 2 gunner?
Yeah, people used to run 2 gunners until we worked out that engineers were way too fucking valuable. And there was this big discussion on it at the time, and all these captains were talking about it, and then these sort of big names in the game got their hands on the build, and everyone's like, oh, let's do that as well. And now it's rare to see 2 gunners unless, you know, it's a bunch of randoms and they all hate each other.
Well, yeah, it does seem like recently it is a lot more about randoms hating each other than, you know, actually playing as part of the team.
I can't wait for the tournament to actually see some team play.
I don't think we'll see team play so much as teams dicking each other over. I mean, let's consider who's actually in the tournament, okay? We've got Morby's lot. He's decided to enter his own tournament with the gentleman. I don't expect the gentlemen to work all that well together with each other, let's be honest here. There are 3 random ships at the moment. I think there might have been a couple others signed up. And I can't remember who else, but there's another full team that's signed up.
Queso. Dynamanti.
Do tell.
Dynamanti is a Muse employee, often co-commentates with me on the official Guns of Icarus stream, and...
Not anymore. My job.
No, like, when occasionally they ask me to stream to their channel, and he is typically on with me when that happens. And, just an all-round top guy, gives away all sort of little secrets on the stream when we invite him.
Oh. I hear there's a load of Easter eggs on these maps, but I've yet to come across them.
Well, there's
crap already.
3, and I know we've only found 1. There's a snowman. We don't know where the other 2 are. So there we go. Alright, so NAFS Leviathan and the Lucky Duck going up against Mercury and Sometimes One. Hopefully Sometimes One will have a more competent crewmate this time in Sky Raider, our very own.
I wouldn't get your hopes up. Sometimes they're taking some pretty serious damage from Leviathan right there. Which is impressive, really, because the Pyramidion is not equipped with heavy guns.
Insta-flame stacks to everything. The Leviathan is not going to be feeling well after that. Lucky Duck running... What the hell is with that build?
I don't even know, dude. There's not much else to say about it. It's at least it's double flak, right?
Yeah, double flak howitzer on one side, that's a good thing, but then your other side is completely useless with double hotcher.
Like, well, I don't know, double hotcher could cause some serious damage, because 1 gunner can bounce between 2 hotchers, which means that you can get double the damage, both guns, without worrying about having 2 gunners. So there is a certain amount of balance to it. Leviathan is staying within the clouds. It does not want to get close. I can't blame it, really. The Blues are staying within their spawn, but the Blues are taking some pretty serious... Sometimes this hull just fully fill? Oh, there it is.
Oh, it's a glitch when entering balloons. Balloons. It's a glitch when entering clouds. Clouds is what I meant to say.
Well, okay then.
Okay. So the Lucky Duck is just taking advantage of this whole timid delay bullshit and is just sitting at a range, hammering the blue team.
Taking some pretty serious damage now. The Leviathan has actually gotten a lot closer, but it doesn't seem to want to close that gap. It seems like... I can't really blame it, really, because the Pyramidion, what's it called? The Leviathan, is... it doesn't really want to get into their spawn, because if it does get into their spawn... Ooh,
oh! Mercury down.
Yeah, but if it does get into their spawn, there's no real way for it to get out quickly, because, you know, they're going to spawn right on top of it, like Mercury just has. Unfortunately for Mercury, Lucky Duck is right to its left, and it's already in position to fire.
Come on, Lucky, you can get some good early shots here, and there they are. 2 direct hits with the flak. Hopefully they'll be charged or lesmocked or something.
Hopefully? Which side are you on?
Hey, I'm a commentator. I am impartial here.
Hopefully. You just want to see carnage. But yeah, it seems like Squash, the captain of the Lucky Duck, is a really ruthless bastard, because he's exploiting the blue team's rather piss-poor spawn for this area. Like, there's no cloud cover at all for that spawn. There's no real way to get out of that spawn quickly.
No.
They just spawn it. Is that a flare?
Yes, someone is packing a flare. I shall endeavour to find out who.
I think it might be sometimes. I can't tell though.
It's not Lucky Duck.
Well, while we're talking about it, Leviathan is pounding Mercury. There's no other word for it, and you know, it does sound particularly.
Oh, well,
yes,
I can't actually tell what the sometimes is packing, because it's currently got invisible guns.
Oh, thank you, Muse, for providing such stable and useful software for us.
Hey, no bagging out the Muse team.
Fine. To be fair, I've never met any of the guys. They could be wonderful. Or they could be European, who knows?
They're lots of fun. Yes, the sometimes is running a flare on its port side.
I don't see much luck coming his way, though, as Lucky Duck is actually about... Ooh, did you see that?
Yeah, I caught a glimpse of it.
the double goldfish build of Mercury and sometimes pounding the Pyramidion quickly and just dealing so much damage in such a short amount of time. The Leviathan just could not compensate for that. Like the Leviathan using 2 engineers. One of them is Super, who is quite a well-known engineer in the community. And sometimes it's actually caught behind his balloon's pretty seriously damaged. I don't know what he's doing with that flare.
Flare's too strong, man. That damage buff.
Does it buff?
No,
I don't know.
does
I don't
not.
Actually use okay,
no, it does not. It is as it comes on the tin. As it says on the tin, it lights shit up.
Oh wow, Lucky Duck is actually sporting a harpoon on its port side gun. It's I've got to stop saying that word. With the whole dirty talk thing, you've just got that stuck in my head now. But
you are doomed.
Yeah, bite me. Says the person who keeps naming ships Doug. Anyway, Leviathan's going in for a ram. Seems to have got some quite serious damage.
If they're not going to put their damn ship name in the easily speakable English language, then they can get called something fucking stupid.
To be fair, they probably are already called something fucking stupid. But anyway, actually now I want to take a ship into battle called the fucking stupid. And I'm not sure if the language filters were allowed for that though. But the blue team is suffering. Leviathan go for the ram. There it is.
There it is. And just quickly, I do actually want the red team to win because Sky Raider's on the blue team. Sky Raider having sported ships like the Death of QWERTY, the Death of QWERTY Mark II, Death to QWERTY, none of which have worked, let's just point this out.
Okay then.
So yes, go red team.
Come on you blues. But yeah,
just to oppose me.
Ooh. Well, yeah. And because I like rooting for the underdogs. I mean, we've seen it so many times before. The Pyramidion and the Galleon, that long range or mid range damage combined with that sheer ramming finishing power.
Yeah,
it's just a very, very hard combo to beat. I mean, the double goldfish, when used correctly and with enough mobility, is an excellent example of one of those dual ship builds. You know, for instance, when you stick 2 galleons together for that long range damage, provided they don't get close. They're a fairly good one. The double goldfish, the most versatile ship in the game, 2 of them. Really. Did they just say commentary? Okay, they're watching. But anyway.
Oh, wow, yes, I did derp. Sorry, Sky Raider is not Death of QWERTY. That's Onion Master. I'm an idiot.
Yeah, so you've actually held a grudge against someone who doesn't deserve it.
No, no,
You
no,
will
no.
you will issue a public stream apology now.
Fuck it. I'm way too tired. I should have gone to bed instead of fucking playing Gary's mod with you people.
Oh, don't be so lazy. That's the problem with all you Australia. I can't say that. Anyway,
Skyraider
looks like
currently...
the fjords this one. And I maintain that he should not have called the tournament claiming the fjords. He should have said pining for the fjords.
Why? That sounds like something Stephanie Meyer would write. Pining for the fjords.
Stephanie Meyer? That's Monty Python, you fucking not hypocrite, what's the word? Heathen. Hedonist.
Pining for the fjords. What fucking Monty Python is that from?
The parrot sketch, you moron.
Oh, fucking some obscure one I haven't seen. Okay.
Obscure? The parrot sketch of... who am I talking to? Is Monty Python
fucking
like
Riley Morse, God and Master. Bow down, bitch.
Bow down? That sounds an Australian. Yeah, right.
Oh, don't you start me, Englishman.
Commonwealth. Commonwealth.
Don't you start me, Englishman.
God save the Queen.
You made a real mistake when you made a continent out of your criminals and cutthroats. And you think it's smart to lip off to one of said country? Come at me!
When that person has previously admitted, openly, in admittedly private chats, that he likes Avril Lavigne, yes. Yes, I do.
Avril... Oh, okay, you.
And Watsky. But let's face it, Watsky's awesome.
Yeah, Watsky's fucking awesome. I won't hear a crossword against him. Alright, so...
No.
Fjords. So this is actually the tournament map, which I love. Great choice because it's got all this cloud cover. All of it.
And it's got a pretty sunset. Can't go wrong with pretty sunsets.
Oh man, the skyboxes in this game are just fantastic.
Yeah, props to the Muse team who developed those. But anyway, one of the reasons
Mind you, if you go up high enough.
Well, yeah, if you go up high enough, anything looks bad. But anyway, one of the reasons this map is kind of a favourite of mine as well is because in Guns of Icarus, particularly in public matches, you'll see people specking hydrogen and just flying up to the top, just holding down that W bump for as much time as possible. You know, just getting to the flight ceiling and holding there. All the other maps, you can get above the clouds. This one, you can't get above the clouds. Not here.
No.
And the entire cloud coverage on top of the... Ooh, sometimes it's taking some serious damage. It's trying to rush Lucky and it's not working.
That was... Okay, I would just like... I wish I had the replay function, but I'm going to say what I think Leviathan's thought process was there. He was charging the sometimes with him and Lucky Duck firing upon it. He realized that sometimes was damaged, so he lifted out, so hydrogened up, over, then dropped down behind the sometimes to begin firing on the Mercury while Lucky Duck cleaned up the kill on the sometimes. That was a brilliant play.
Well, what we're also seeing is a fairly brilliant play. The Leviathan's actually taking some serious damage from the Mercury, and it's just hiding behind the territory. I don't know if the terrain. I don't know if you can see it.
Well, it was brilliant until his face got kicked in.
Oh, it's about to be kicked in again.
Why are you charging on that low health?
Because the Mercury isn't firing on him, he's firing on the Lucky Duck.
Oh god, no, Mercury, don't split your attention, you fool!
Oh no, the Mercury's actually going to be punished for this.
Oh, the Mercury lifting out.
Yeah, but let's face it, it's a Pyramidion, it's got lift. The question is, which one will go down first? Because they both got such weak perma hulls. It's just going to be piercing that temporary hull, and that's it. The Mercury has the advantage here. It has this movement advantage, and it's definitely in a position to damage it. But they've pulled on the left-hand side of the Leviathan. That's just unfortunate.
Yeah.
I think the Mercury's left-hand side gun is actually destroyed. Oh, there it goes.
There it goes. Yep.
That's just the power of those new chain guns. The increased power or whatever. I don't know anything about the nations, but it seems like one of the nations has discovered like chain guns that are 3 times more powerful than the previous ones. Because again, we're just seeing so many chain guns. I'm okay with it, and I realise that the official name is not chain gun, but I cannot for the life of me. It's Gatling gun. Gatling guns.
Oh man, I don't even know. I still call the Mercury field gun a howitzer because that was its beta name, and I got so used to screaming fucking howitzers.
Were they that bad? I mean, I know that
Oh,
they're nerfed at the moment, but still.
no.
I didn't think that,
There was a stage where
I hate to interrupt you,
Pyramidions.
but sometimes in Leviathan are going at it.
Oh, all right. We'll
Oh,
zoom in.
oh,
Oh, oh!
oh!
That was quick.
That was
That was really
amazing
quick.
from Leviathan.
So,
Leviathan did that with so little health. That is a confident captain.
God damn, Leviathan. Junior Navigator Laren. Laren. I'm gonna have to remember that name.
I already have to remember that name. He was part of my crew earlier on. Did a very good job as an engineer. Or it might have been a gunner. I'm not too sure.
All right, Lucky Duck and Leviathan closing on Mercury for this final kill. Lucky Duck pinning him down with those broadsides.
Mercury's engineers just can't hold on.
No,
It's
not
lifting
against
out,
that
but
much
it's
damage.
far too late.
5-0 victory.
I don't know. I don't really know what the blue team are thinking here. I mean, the goldfish. The sometimes it's already surrendered. All 4 players disconnected. They just rage quit. What a bunch of pussies. But,
Yeah. I'm
So
just
there we
going to
have-
drop a comment in here.
What do you mean? Drop a comment in here. They're all watching. Well, not all.
Not all
the
of
ones
them,
that
God no.
the good ones. The ones who deserve to win, or in some cases deserve to be slaughtered over and over by the Leviathan.
All right, let's see. So Laran and Squash are deciding to
Yeah,
stay.
forgot you had a yellow name.
Community ambassador.
Constantly hang out with you and Morby. Don't have a yellow name. I feel left out now.
You need to
Still.
apply.
What would I apply at? There's no one in the world that would accept me. I have been in the community for, what, a couple of weeks? But anyway,
True.
moving on. We're going into Battle of the Dunes now. The map I was previously talking about, and one of my favourite ones. Those long sight lines.
Oh man, it's just. I've played it so much. Just so much that it's just boring.
Really? Yeah,
There's
okay, I'll
only
give you that one actually.
so many times.
It's like the vanilla. It's the one that everyone starts from, the one that people remember because it's the simplest. It's just 2 ships versus 2 ships kicking 10 bells out of each other. There's very little cloud cover, very little in the way of, obstacles. I mean, let's face it, a truly dedicated pilot can crash into certain obstacles, and I have seen it happen before. It's normally funny, but it's very difficult to do that sort of thing. So it really is just down to the ships. And again, there is some cloud cover. It's not too much. But the dunes do have that one really, really nasty obstacle. And it's the dust clouds. The dust clouds that reduce guns to shreds.
When they released that, they didn't give a patch note on it. They didn't say clouds now fuck up your engines and your guns.
I bet that was fun.
When we went in, that was an interesting little surprise, and to be honest, it took us maybe 5-6 matches to work out just what the fuck was going on. I was like,
Well, it
what am
would
I being
take you-
shot by? I just killed both of them. What the fuck am I being shot by?
Well, what can you do? We're going in. Seems like some teams are missing players, but at this point, let's face it, that's kind of to be expected.
Oh well.
Well, talk us through who we got this time.
I will as soon as I connect to the game.
Actually, fair enough. I'll talk through it this time. So I think it's my turn.
Go for it.
Let's start with... Oh, sorry. Match will begin in 20 seconds. And I don't have any, like what you see is what we've got to work with. It's very difficult at the moment. When the new spectator mode comes out, if the new spectator mode comes out, then we'll be very happy.
Oh,
I mean,
please
was it
follow
you-
my recommendations.
It was you submit the recommendations.
Yep.
Yeah, so if our Muse people are watching by some small miracle, or large miracle, then yeah, new spectator mode, please. Speaking of someone who's just gotten used to this.
Before the tournament! Give me something to work with!
Okay then, let's start off with ship number 1. It's Leviathan, and at this point it's just become a regular name. Laran, currently flying this thing. He's done a wonderful job so far. He's dealing with an AI gunner and 2 engineers. Null, who I don't really know all that much, but I'm sure he's a wonderful engineer considering that he's managed to deal with so much damage.
Especially in that last game when Leviathan was on. That much.
Yeah, and Super, who has already proven himself to be a pretty good engineer. Ship number 2, Lucky Duck. It's a galleon. Squash, once again flying the Lucky Duck. He's just using that immense damage on his... is it port side? with the flak tanners?
Port side, yes, is left.
Yeah, there's not much to speak of on the right-hand side. It could be piloted by one gunner. Well, it could be fired by one gunner, but still. Looks like it's piloted by Squash with Arrow, Morbits, and Buccaneer Bob. I'm going to have to speed this one up because we're starting to lose players. Dauntless is getting pounded.
Dauntless taking a considerable chunk of damage from the broadside and that front fire from the Leviathan. Gatling constantly keeping the armor down and some flak shots finish it.
Well, fair enough. Let's stick to the Venus then. The Venus is the third ship, this time on the blue team. It's a squid, a very, very odd and slightly dangerous choice, and that's why.
And that's why, yep.
Currently sporting 2 AI members. It's piloted by your friend Skyraider, who you keep hurling abuse at for no good reason, you monster you. And its engineer is actually just disconnected. Must be really upset. And
for science, you monster.
Yeah, I had to throw it. And the second one is Dauntless. This one's another galleon, piloted by Ultra Smurf. I'm not sure what he's doing.
These two, if they aren't on the same tournament team, I'll be very surprised. These two have got some amazing coordination going.
I'm not entirely sure Squash has actually signed up for the tournament. Again, I could get up the list, but I don't really want to because I'm lazy. So what we're actually seeing here is both of the red teams focusing on that squid. Just basically ignoring the Dauntless, because the Dauntless, it seems to need to get a lot closer than a galleon really should.
A galleon should be... and look, what is the gunner doing firing Hwacha with a 7-second reload time like that? Into nothing.
I'm not too sure.
Just let's fire it off because we can. Watch the pretty fucking lights.
Well, to be fair, Ultra Smurf is... it's an AI, that's why he's firing it like that.
Well...
Ultra Smurf is doing a somewhat moronic plan here by flying his galleon directly towards enemies, considering that it fires from the sides. It's a traditional warship style, rather than the front-firing guns that some of the other ships are used to.
Ramming galleon OP, bro.
Yeah, that's many. The galleon is many things. Ramming it ain't.
No. Ramming is not one of them.
No. Unless you're trying to turn it. I mean, the galleon is one of the few. The galleon is one of the few ships that you can actually turn by ramming into scenery, and look good.
Venus just rammed in some wreckage because he wasn't looking when he was going.
I did say that it was possible.
Hint: when you're backing up, look behind you, dumbass.
When he's dealing with that much damage, I think he's just panicking. That was a chain gun kill by the
Oh man, poor Skyraider. I'm sorry, bro. You are just being lumped with A, no players. B, no good allies, and Ultra Smurf has left. He has surrendered.
Yep.
What
the galleon has surrendered.
Skyraider, just make it quick, make it clean, just fly into the middle and GG it.
Oh, come on, you know what you want to do. You want to fly around Lucky Duck, you want to pile the flamethrower in him, and you want to ram him out of the sky. Do it with the squid. Do it for all of the squid pilots out there that have been dealing with nerf after nerf after nerf.
What, all nerf 5 of them?
Yeah, I used to be a squid pilot. Then I grew up. It's...
Oh.
Do you mean? And there's the comment from Skyraider. Unworthy captains. Pathetic. And there it is.
And there's the pathetic performance from, the disconnecting bloody Dauntless.
Yeah, the blue team actually had 4 players.
Doesn't Dauntless literally mean fearless? Something like that.
I think it means...
I shall Google it.
But not quite. Yeah, I think it means invulnerable, like, Dauntless. It's a juggernaut in its own right. I don't know. It's one of those old words lost in the history of antiquity. Blah, 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 blah.
Dauntless, showing fearlessness and determination. Exactly the properties the captain did not display at all.
It's canyon ambush time.
Fantastic.
This is always fun. Oh, you didn't tell me that Super was a general. Gentleman. This makes so much more sense.
Oh, well, this is the first time we've seen Super, so...
Speak for yourself. Again, I was flying with him earlier.
Alright, Null's requesting a oh, Junker. This is different. Alright. What the shit?
A Junker in Canyon Ambush. That is...
Go have a look. Click on the ship name and it brings up the build. Do that for me and have a look.
Oh, it's a Flame Junker. It's the Flame Junker.
It's a Flame Junker.
This is actually something I've seen before. It seems to be one of those increasing in popularity. It's basically a troll build. They put flamers all over a Junker because the Junker is one of the slowest ships in the game, as far as I know. It might not be, and it doesn't really have all that much on the firepower, and it's not really that powerful either. It really is kind of a gimpy ship.
There was a troll ship back in beta called Dragon's Touch, which Dragon's Touch, a 5-flamer junker that met with moderate success. You know, he didn't go very far in the tournament. In fact, I don't think he ever took it into the tournament. But it didn't really work back then because the flamers weren't as good as they are now.
Well, even with them as good as they are now, heatsink is kind of a standard for gunners nowadays because of that over-reliance on flamers that other captains
but half the gunners are too retarded to equip them in time, so I'm not exactly worried.
Well, yeah, in public games. So it should be interesting to see. Now, we probably should talk about ship layouts since Null is bored stiff of us talking about how bad the blue team is. So go ahead.
There's only so many times you can say the fucking thing, can't you?
Well, you can say it in many wonderful different ways. So, let's start off with the easy one. Squid. Now, the Squid is a very fast, mobile ship. It benefits from speed, but it is very, very fragile. Quite frankly, 2 charged shots is enough to deal with a Squid in most situations. 3 if you're kind of lucky, I guess. I'm not sure if it's charged shots or regular shots that it takes 3.
All right, let's roll out. First up, we have the Combustible Lemons running that 5-flamer build as we've discussed. We also have the Lucky Duck running the same build, the Huacha starboard, heavy flak howitzer port, and the harpoon rear. We've got Mercury rolling in with Flamer Flak Flamer, and the Happy Bunch version 3.7 rolling a Rocket Carousel Gatling front, Flamer Flak side. Pretty standard choice there.
Fair enough. But this time, Skyraider seems to have called in allies. He's brought in the Blind Man. I think that one's one of the Morbius gentlemen. He's also brought in Super.
Blind Man is also the person who was playing with us today.
I know, that's why he's green to me. He's one of the few players that's green. I know, I remembered. Okay. Well, sort of. I haven't noticed. It seems like we've already got a meeting. Both ships trying to take the quick route.
Oh man, Lucky Duck came out so well on that. Port side turning towards the Happy Bunch. Those broadsides straight into it. Combustible Lemons coming in.
Oh, Combustible Lemons the blue team should not have allowed Lemons to get this close. That double flamer, that's something you don't normally see. Maybe even triple flamer if he gets his angles right.
If he gets the trifecta set up, it's just going to be 3 flamers. It's going to be instant 16 flame stacks on every component. Pop goes the weasel.
Mercury is already backing into the cliffs. He's out of height. He's out of room. And he's got to fly into that flamer to escape.
No room to maneuver into 2 enemy ships. And this is just not going to go well. There's no way he's going to come out of this properly. And look at this. Is the Lucky Duck trying to rise to intercept him? He is too, you cheeky bastard!
Bloody hell, that was nice.
I'm just gonna give a quick to Squash. Yeah. Very nicely done there.
That was an impressive rise. That is the reason that ships should be carrying carrying hydrogen. But Mercury's surviving for quite a long time there. It seems that Super doesn't really want to go anywhere near that particular conflict. Oh no, sorry, he died. He actually got wiped out. So now it's 2-0. So Combustible Lemons, the troll flamer junker. You know, the most useless weapon, well not useless, but the most underpowered single weapon 5 times on one of the most underpowered ships, according to current conjecture. Obviously, it's based entirely on the community, but still. This could get interesting. It seems like the red team is actually in with a chance, especially with piloting like that from Squash. I mean, we have to keep an eye out for Squash in Morbius tournament because that is impressive.
Absolutely. Both these captains I'm going to be keeping an eye on. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll be able to commentate on some of their games.
Well, Squash has already said that he's taking the Lucky Duck into the tournament. As for Super, he's a member of the Gentlemen, so chances are he's on one of the teams. I'll just bring up the tournament now while you continue commentating.
Sure thing. So Happy Bunch is currently going in against Lucky Duck High, Happy Low. Combustible Lemons, he's waiting for the Lucky Duck to engage and draw that initial burst of fire, get the blue team into their reload state before he flies in with his flamers and says, "Hi motherfuckers, I have flame." Now, the Mercury's backing off with a quarter health taken. The Lucky Duck's armor is actually down. Probably back up now. The Lucky Duck is lifting out. Oh, lifting out of a ram from the Happy Bunch. Happy Bunch running into a rock because of it. Little overconfident in his ability there. Another beautiful captaining job from Squash. Mercury falling back. Duck with the port side towards him, just chipping that armor down. Missing a lot of those shots, though, due to a ram with Combustible Lemons. Combustible Lemons getting in close with Happy Bunch. Can he get the trifecta? No. No, he cannot. Happy Bunch is going to ram straight into a cliff. And is going to get suitably flamed. Just like the noobs.
Still no deaths here. Lemons is actually in a kind of a bad position because he is just too far away from them to do any real damage to those flames. He is still getting close.
Lucky Duck somehow getting that fucking rear harpoon going.
Oh, that's just... To use a rear harpoon on a galleon requires so much communication.
Wow, all I knew was...
You must have seen that one coming.
3/4 health.
Oh, hang on a sec. Duck has not repaired his hull. Duck has not repaired his hull.
Oh, the armor's not up, and the focus fire from these two is going to destroy him. However, Happy Bunch's engines are on fire. He can't turn. Lucky Duck has a small window to get out of here. He's turning. The window is leaving. The window is boarding at the next station. It is not stopping. Oh. Gone.
And it's going down. That looked painful.
And the train just went straight past.
Yeah, that's cruel in so many different ways, and I approve, because that is what this is really about. It's about having these players just slaughter each other for our amusement. Honestly, that's just all there is to it.
Well done to the blue team pulling that back. It's better than any blue team's done for basically an hour now.
Yeah, it's probably... Oh crap, we've been doing this for an hour?
Yes.
Well, time flies when you're watching people kill each other.
And having fun. Those two terms are interchangeable, I find.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm just looking through the list of crews now. I don't actually see Squash on here.
Maybe he just hasn't signed up yet. He intends to, but he hasn't.
Maybe.
You can hope.
We've got Charmaine, Fapple, Nasty Burrito, and Goatmaster on the Derek's Penor. I don't want to know what that means, with Big Boots on backup. Shepherd, Oculus Farah, and Mios. Tell me if you recognise any of these names. I don't.
Nope.
Sidus, Jimmy Jazz, Fizzlebits, and Deris, and Doug.
Fizzlebits, I know.
Ship. Fizzlebits, okay then. And then we get into the teams. There's the Quero and Dak. I can't pronounce half these names.
Doug.
Queso and Dakorok.
Oh, Dakorok. Yep. Dakorok was, I believe, is the person who flew beside me in the Thunder Dunes tournament, and we got second place together.
Ah, congratulations. So you lost. Anyway, his crew, Metafy, Grimdome, and Reckon, and Quizo is flying with Bristance, Voracious Puma, and Evil MacGyver.
Yep, all names I know. That is a
Baron
good team.
Felix and Taff Off, whatever, in backup. Oh, and Bananas for Everyone. That is a stupid name. Then we got the Gentleman team. That's Morby, who is running the tournament, crewed with Chosen Joan, Mad Julius, and Deadman, with Beatnik on backup, and of course we've got Captain Roy, one of the most ferociously well-known players, with the whole bounty thing going on. But I don't keep a track of the bounty. Is he still winning?
I believe so.
Fair enough. It's Roy with Rethburn, Abrams, Articus, and...
Abrams, I know.
Ataris, Chiro, and Deadman on backup. So the Gentlemen actually have more backup players than anyone else. But that's all there is in the tournament so far.
Oh! Happy Bunch trying to ram the Lucky Duck, but his armor got taken down right before impact. Most of his health going with it, and the ram killed him. He killed himself.
Ah, poor bastard. He shall not be missed. Okay, Mercury is flying high above the other two, the red ships. It's trying to get in position to fire, and by the looks of it, it's going to be in position to fire long before Duck is. The question is it going to fire on the junker? It's firing on the junker rather than the galleon, because it's just afraid of those flames. The blue team is learning quickly to fear the lemons.
Fear the 5-flamer junker. Fear it and run.
It could also have something to do with the fact that Duck has two Hwatches on his right-hand side and thus is essentially useless at that range.
Yep. Well, apparently, according to Blind Man, I'm a fool.
This is true. Anything more
These...
specific than that, or?
No, just a fool.
Nah,
Nothing.
well, we accept your feedback with grace.
I don't. He can fuck right off.
That's being impartial, is it?
Yes.
Oh, well, we're currently seeing the Lucky inside the cloud. It's getting to around the Blues quite badly, actually. Unfortunately, it seems to be going to the left-hand side of the Blues. I don't understand why, especially considering
the Happy
that
Bunch was way too forward there, getting him in range of those flamers. Jesus, dude.
Do you see any fire on the engines, or is he safe? I can see some fire on the back, maybe. I don't know. It's hard to tell.
Yes, there is fire on all the engines.
And Mercury is now the one getting flamed. I mean, if Lemon's actually positioned himself right, he could actually flame both of these bastards at once. Oh, wait, no, he doesn't have to.
He doesn't have to. One just turned into a pile of gears and bits.
Which is essentially steampunk in a nutshell. Now he's just pounding Mercury with that flamethrower. I think his balloon is actually down. And Ducky is just using that flak at a distance. The gunner on Ducky...
Alright, take your pick. Gun or ground? Gun or ground? Which will he die to?
I'm going to go with gun.
Yeah, I'm going to go gun too.
No, he's just going to crash into pillar just to piss both of us off.
I wouldn't put it past Skyraider.
He's currently firing the Hwatches into him. For the fun of it.
Quite a few of those Hwatcher hits in there. I'm hoping that'll actually do some damage. Oh, hello, Happy Bunch. You were most likely an unwelcome surprise for Combustible.
Yeah, Combustible. Is that balloon? No, the balloon is still up. Combustible is just backing away. But Mercury is turning its guns slowly but surely. And the Combustible Lemon is now in its sights. Think it'll take it down?
No, I think the Lucky Duck is going to manage to save it.
Yeah, depends on whether or not I can kill this Pyramidion in time. I mean, the Pyramidion is currently on the left-hand side.
The Happy Bunch lifting out, Lucky Duck lifting in.
I hate those terms, and I hate you for using them.
Really? I think they're fantastic. I clicked
lifting
on that.
Lifting out, lifting in.
Yeah. I opened that forum, that discussion. I'm like, stupid term, stupid term, stupid term, stupid term, all these bad terms. I took away trifecta, lifting out, and lifting in.
Trifecta?
Work. Trifecta, where you set up that 3 guns at once by holding your ship on a slight angle.
Oh, yeah, that's always nice. The Mercury seems to be attempting to ram the Galleon. I don't fully understand why, especially considering that they're both ignoring Combustible Lemons. And Combustible with that flamethrower. You do not want to let the fire ship get near you. This is basic Naval 101. It should apply to steampunk too. I mean, sure, the ships fly, and then they seem to be named after fish for some strange reason, except the one that's named after a fruit, but still, the same rules apply. Happy Bunch here going for the ram. And it's just not...
and discovering that the Galleon does in fact have a hell load of health.
Yeah,
far more than a Pyramidion.
I think that was actually a very, very poor performance from the blue team right there. They had the ability to win this one easily. I mean, with a junker using a flamer, all they have to do is stay back, and instead they just pile into the close quarters, the close quarters, the side route, and just getting stuck together so quick. It's just not good for them.
It wasn't a good play, and it was disappointing to see after they got that quick 2-kill early on.
No, to be fair, we can't completely put all the blame on the blue team, and the piloting of the Combustible Lemon was actually really impressive. And Duck with that long range damage, even with those really crappy Hwatches on double side, it just the mistakes on both sides, and we can point them both out. We will point them both out because it's kind of fun to point both out, but still.
And really, it's our job.
Yeah, not until you start paying us for it.
I wish.
Well, to be fair, they already have an official streamer, don't they? Oh yes, and you're of course doing the shameless promotion to the 26 players in the lobby. To be fair, there is actually a delay on the commentary, Noel, but yeah. Do you want to talk about where we're going next?
I actually think I'm going to go grab a drink of water because my throat is closing up something chronic.
This is why I carry a bottle.
Yes, I'm going to go fill up my bottle, which I've already finished. I shall be back in a few minutes. Keep the masses entertained.
Well, I don't really know what to say. I mean, QWERTY's gone. He's the main commentator. He's also the one that's currently streaming this. It's a rare opportunity. I mean, not often do I have the chance to say what I want on QWERTY's stream. Any suggestions? Hmm? Either way, Skyrider seems to have quite a few things to say about him. Well, actually, it's the other way around, isn't it? I really should mute the sounding game. But anyway, let's talk about the map next. We're up on Duel and Dawn again, which is odd, because I could have sworn that was on a different map. Either way. There's not that much to say. We'll just get the pre-game chat. I'm not actually sure what the levels are with QWERTY. Squash. In response to that, the Ducks is going to be in the tournament. I don't actually see a sign-up for it on the tournament forum. Oh, I see. Never mind then. You should probably get that in very quickly. The tournament's on the February the 9th, and I don't know when those sign-ups close. Just hurry it up, dude. Tournament, of course, being on the 9th, that is the Claiming the Fjords tournament. It's going to be fairly interesting, if nothing else. Here's hoping it doesn't turn out like Thunder Dunes, you know, with the whole people bitching about every single aspect of it. I mean, it isn't really run by Muse, it's run by Morby. So that means that there's less blame to fall upon Muse this time round, at least. Ah, well. And of course, the newbie there, Zephyrus, with 111, is currently talking trash. He will learn quickly that talking trash does not help, because it turns all of the good players against you for some strange and wonderful reason. Quite really does need to tell me what volume the voice is on. I'm not sure if I'm commentating on things that you can't hear on the stream or not. Ah, well. If we're going with the same teams as before, then... Well, not the same teams, but the same ships as before, then this should get quite interesting at the very least. We're heading into Duels at Dawn, the long, long sight ranges. So in this map, the long-range weapons usually have the advantage, though obviously if you stack an entire ship with field guns, it's not going to end well for you. Good thing to remember. Just in general, really. I mean, field guns are kind of fun to fire, and definitely fun to destroy components with, but they're not ship killers. Oh crap, I got it mixed up with Dunes again, and this time QWERTY's not here to put me off. Duel at Dawn, of course, being the...
Beg to differ!
Bite me, QWERTY, and yeah.
Cold
anyway,
water.
Yeah.
Dear God, yes.
Oh, don't taunt me, I haven't yet had a chance.
Alright, we have the same teams as last time. Happy Bunch of Mercury going up against Lucky Duck and Leviathan.
Same ships, different teams. Seems like Super's finally got some people to come with him. I swear, some people just really don't like playing with gentlemen. Don't tell Morby that, though. He will hurt me.
Seeing as he's meant to record for you, I'd keep him on your good side in case he decides to mess with you.
Yeah, because it's my raw voice files he's going to have access to, right, QWERTY?
Shut the fuck up.
Oh, come on. Let's be honest here. If he wants to make you say something stupid, he's got all the resources he can possibly... Oh, shit. Leviathan's doing some serious damage.
Dude, that is all the hurt right there.
That is like a 20-second kill.
GG. Calling it. Red team. GG.
Yeah. They're going to do exactly the same thing they did last time, and the Blues are not going to be able to do anything about it. They're just going to pile up around that spawn. Lucky Duck's going to head down to the left-hand side, to the cloudless side again, and just keep hammering those rounds in. That's just cruel, but at least it's funny to watch. It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see if the blue team can actually do anything about it, because they've both faced this exact threat before, but they must have come up with a way around it by now. And it must be something as simple as not letting ducks set up. Anyway, I'm going to hand over to you because I need to fill up my bottle.
Absolutely. Well, Duck's actually deciding to switch it up a bit and slip into the wreckage. Though I suppose with Mercury further back than he was before, it's basically the same situation. However, Happy Bunch is using the Pyramidian's greater maneuverability and speed to get behind there. Oh, was that a harpoon? Yep, that's a harpoon that's somehow sticking out for miles. Oh, this is terrible for Happy Bunch. It's on the wrong side. Lucky Duck has guns pointed towards it. Not its best guns, but certainly guns. Not. Nevertheless, Leviathan and Mercury both flaming each other like any other kid on the playground. Oh. And the Lucky Duck takes down his opponent. Very nicely done. Oh, Happy Bunch spawning right behind the Lucky Duck. Needs to react right now. Needs to turn. No, the Lucky Duck is going to act first and harpoon it. That was awesome.
We're seeing some harpoon action?
We are. We're seeing some hilarious harpoon action as well.
You know, we could probably create a lot. Hang on a sec, the duck's actually crashing. Oh, it almost
No,
plowed
just
backwards
avoided it. Those flags don't quite count as the hitbox.
Yeah, so close. I mean, you can just imagine the amount of ridicule he'd be put through if it was actually caught on film that he crashed as a red ship in the blue ship spawn. That would just be delightful.
Well, it makes for some funny viewing.
Oh, very, very funny viewing. Which is impressive, really, because normally these matches, there's not much to say, but at this point, at least we have some personalities to play with. Oh, Lucky actually being bounced off of the bottom of that Pyramidian. I think he lost his balloons there, but he did get put in a position to fire. Depends if the engineer's got his balloon straight back up. Meanwhile, Leviathan and Mercury going at each other. The Leviathan's actually pounding. Yeah, pounding into Super's...
Happy Bunch.
Yeah, Super's Happy Bunch. It seems like Leviathan is just ignoring the Mercury at the moment.
And there's the ram kill from Leviathan. Leviathan's armor is down. Ow! Yep.
It did turn around and bite him in the arse though, because the Mercury on his tail was still damaging. Mercury bouncing off of the superstructure there.
Oh.
I don't know. The blue team might have a chance if they actually pull together and do some shit together. I mean, it does seem like both ships are... Ooh, that's a weird
the
harpoon.
Happy Bunch has been harpooned. Yeah, the harpoon is just passing, like, through them and has that weird bit sticking out.
I think the Galleon might have actually harpooned Happy Bunch and dragged them onto the structure. That would have been a really nasty way to go. But the Happy Bunch has taken some serious damage from the fire.
I have seen a Pyramidian with 2 harpoons on the front, double harpoon an enemy, and slam them into the ground at such a speed that it took all their armor and hull at the same time.
That would be impressive.
It's
the Duck has finally managed to get a kill with those swatches. Mercury's just staying out of range. I'm not sure if it's marked up or not. Who knows?
Well, actually, we don't know who's getting the kill because we don't have a combat log. Doodah.
Yeah,
I hope Musie's listening right now. Oodaloo-da-day.
Of course they're not. They're all asleep.
Well, actually, no. Kivias is on, Dynamanti is on, Howard is on, Bubbles.
Tell them to get their asses into stream then. Special guests.
Special guests? You want to invite them?
Sure, why not? Then they can laugh at Super and Sky Raider for losing.
Get some developers in. All right, sure thing.
On the other side, if they have been listening, they've been listening to us complain for the past 3 matches about them.
Doesn't put us in the best light, does it?
Well, you know. I never really wanted to win any of my matches again. Besides, I don't have a build yet. I don't have a specific build, so they can't just nerf me into the ground. They can nerf you into the ground.
Oh, they've already nerfed me into the ground.
Oh, Sky Raider wants to talk.
Sky Raider wants to come in as a guest?
Maybe for like a post-battle interview or something? I don't even know.
See, this was meant as a sort of a training session for you and me.
It was?
Well, yeah.
Why?
For the tournament?
Oh, right. So you mean practice, not training?
Yeah.
Yeah, come on. I don't even know. What do you want to do?
Oh, I think we've had an hour of you and me. I think some guests wouldn't be too bad. Anyone feel like humming into this?
You know, I have a theory.
Mm?
I have a very, very interesting theory. You said that there's 3 Easter eggs in the game, correct?
There's 3 what?
Has anyone 3 Easter eggs in the game, correct?
Yes.
Has anyone ever looked inside one of the junkers?
Inside a junker?
Inside a junker. I mean, what better place to hide treasure?
How would you look inside a junker, though? It's got to be visible outside of spectator mode.
I don't think so.
Alright, well, ladies and gentlemen, if we could, for one moment, we are about to have, ooh, that's not going to work, hold on. John Lewis and Kivias currently joining us. John Lewis simply a friend, and Kivias a Muse team members.
Hello.
Welcome, guys.
Hello, hello.
Hello there.
Hello.
How are you all this fine day?
Doing wonderful. How about yourself, good sir?
Tired. Very, very tired.
Also more tired. Like, I think you've been up all night, haven't you, Riley?
Yes, yes I have. You silly American
Next to you.
timings.
See what you've done to him? You see what you've done? Okay, I'm done.
all according to plan.
Oh.
Yeah.
Good to know
Slowly
the
get it.
entire plan of Guns of Icarus was to cause degradation of my quality of life.
Well, you are Australian.
Really
There's not that much to degrade.
really just your sleep schedule was the main focus. We just wanted to completely ruin that.
Oh, Null's... Okay. So, Null's bringing up a good point. We've actually got an NAFS versus an NAFS here.
Woohoo! Any thoughts on that, Kev? Keeve?
Kivias.
Let me hop into the game you guys are in. Which round is it?
The join quick. Yeah, Fjords.
Can't jump in until the game started. I actually jumped out to turn down those bastards because they just keep talking. Keep talking of us. How rude is that?
You can hop in.
Yeah. I'm afraid I can't leave because someone will take my pilot spot.
Yeah.
Which could be for the best.
Oh man,
Yeah.
you've been stuck with so many just chicken shits.
I don't know if it's my
quite frankly.
the other captain's fault or if it's just my lack of skill.
Oh, yeah, we should probably
Before, I was playing
introduce you.
with Dino a few nights ago, and we were gone for 16 matches, and we won all of them. So.
Yeah, we should probably
What
introduce you
the hell?
actually, because it might be that a few of the people on the stream don't actually know who you are. So
Oh, yeah.
go ahead.
So
I sure
ladies-
as I don't know who you are.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this is Skyraider. Skyraider, hello.
Hello.
He has been playing the game since beta?
I think right before it released, yes.
Right before it released. He's been with the stream since basically the start. Been in many games. Taught me to Gmod.
It
What
just
else?
seems like I'm surrounded by beta people at the moment.
I'm not really a
So
later
many.
person. I think I actually found you during the Rich Dog livestream when I just joined a random game in the morning, and I was like, oh look, I'm gonna click this random link that has this weird name in front of it. It looks like a link to something, and then yeah, that's how it
Let's be
started.
fair, QWERTY, twitchtv.qwerty is the sort of thing you'd expect it to link to like an advertising scam or
Yeah.
something like that. So it's fairly accurate. Anyway, Sky, you're back in game, so we should probably drop you. This was supposed to be an interview, and it just took too long. Took too long, man.
No. It's alright. He can stay.
I mean, I don't cheat. I'm not a cheater. Besides, we're gonna lose anyways.
This is true. But
It all
we can't
depends
give
on the
advantage.
performance of the paramedic, though.
Yeah, this is a new ship added to the mix. But of course, the previous blue ship that was causing the most problems was actually the Mercury. The other ship on the team wasn't doing that bad. It was just the
No.
Mercury constantly flying into these Leviathan pokes.
Yeah.
Skyraider.
I've been trying. Most of the time, it's because of the Galleon. I'm trying to get away from his broadsides, but I just end up failing.
You see, that's why my strategy against Galleons is always hyper aggression all the time. You set the
Yeah,
terms.
because they can't turn.
Yeah.
And I'm afraid to admit that I'm not the best.
I thought your strategy against Galleons was to nerf them.
Oh.
I don't know. The Galleon has not been the scariest thing I've seen so far.
Nope.
Yeah, it is mostly the Pyramidians at this point.
Double howitzer Pyramidian. Nothing is scarier.
I know ever since the howitzer nerf, they're not as terrifying.
Yeah, well, I'm talking back in the day when the howitzers were broken as fuck.
Should I start calling the field guns howitzers?
All the old guard just throwing it off for you. I'm sorry.
Screw the old guard, you're one of the devs.
Actually, I started out with QWERTY in the tournament. I joined into the beta in like 0.909. Then I was
and one of our players was a no-show, and Kivias was a random join. Which
turned out quite well.
Which went fantastically, yes.
Yeah, we went from first round loss to a second place overall.
Underdog comeback. Paramedic lifting out against his clan member. Does anybody know what the NAFS stands for? Or Null, if you're listening, could you tell me?
I don't have a clue, dude. I don't actually know how many factions or groups are active within GLI, because it just seems like there's quite
having a million people talk to me at once. I'm just talking to the other captain. No, like I'm supposed to.
Oh, there we go. Northern Air Fleet. Thank you very much, Null.
What does the S stand for, then?
Northern Air Fleet, sir? Or Northern Air Fleet ship?
Oh, I don't have hydrogen equipped. Oh, no.
I was in the wrong fjords map.
Well, there you go.
Oh, look, I'm apparently... I got distracted by something, and I ended up ramming the wrong ship. Actually, no, I wasn't even trying to do that.
What are we doing? We've got a developer here. Where are the other Easter eggs?
Oh, yeah. Is there anything hidden inside the Junker? Be honest.
Well, we know there's nothing inside the goldfish because we won't have found out because they just died.
They haven't not told me. I haven't even asked where all the little Easter eggs are. Because I know about like the snowman on this level and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you haven't bugged Howard about it, considering I think he puts most of them in there. Him and Eric.
Yeah. He's not gonna tell me though. Oh man.
Switching targets to the Pyramidion.
Because there are a confirmed 3. And I need to find them. I need to be the one with that video.
So, where are you at now?
What, with finding them?
Yeah, how many have you found so far?
I know where the snowman is, and nobody has found the other 2. Like, no one.
So you found both the snowmen?
Both the snowmen?
Oh,
no. No, there better not be another snowman on this level. I will flip a table if I've
I'm dead again.
Snowman.
Well, the devs knew that you would have trouble finding one snowman, so they just put 2 in, just to make you feel a little bit better and to help you find it quicker. But if there's 2...
Or we feed false information just to see if we can waste more of QWERTY's time, make him stay up even later. As I told you, Guns of Icarus, the entire Guns of Icarus is to make QWERTY stay up late.
That makes sense, actually.
How many hundreds of $1,000s of development?
Well, it's really the community who helped bring it together with the Kickstarter.
Yes! Yes! Finally! Oh, I'm dead.
Yes! Yes! Boom!
The moment of glory I had was taken away by the other ship.
Fleeting sense of satisfaction. Where is the galleon? I'm not finding the lucky duck.
We just killed him. Killed the galleon.
Oh, okay.
I probably don't have to tell you one of the devs to do this, but you can press the T to find them quicker.
Yeah. Well, I pressed T and I was looking around wildly and I was like, oh god, I didn't find a bug to go bug somebody with, did I?
That would be beneficial at least because we're running into a couple of bugs. For instance, the gun's not spawning on the stream, which is
really?
Yeah, it's pissing Riley off now.
That's a good bug to log and shoot over to us.
Yep. Yeah, when in clouds, there's a good chance guns appear as invisible. Also, harpoons at the moment are like shooting their rope like super. Once they hook onto something, there is like a whole length of rope out the arse end of the ship they've hooked. So that's an interesting one as well.
Hi, welcome to the welcome to the occasionally effective Guns of Icarus stream, where we complain about bugs live to the developers.
Yeah, no, we're used to that. every time I know I've hopped on here and I've seen Howard hop on here, especially when Spaceman's online.
Oh god, yes. Yeah, poor Howard. No wonder he didn't reply to my question about joining the stream. He's probably like, no, fuck that. I've been on there one too many times.
He's probably seen it as an interrogation.
Oh no, there's the wall again.
I know. I thought blue team had that perimeter set up, but you guys kind of split apart.
Leviathan's closing in on Paramedic, obviously realizing he's the more damaged of the two. Pop goes Paramedic.
That is some hot naffs on naffs action right there.
Come on.
Really? That's the direction you're going to take the humor on this stream.
Oh, come on, you started it.
This is extremely painful.
When did I start it?
Down the hole.
When you started talking about
Oh,
how
you built it.
couldn't make it sound not dirty for two ships killing one ship.
I suppose it's better than
That sounds like the situation I'm in.
Oh yeah, the Mercury is so screwed.
Ow. How am I not... There we go.
How am I
All
not
I have to
dead?
say is
Well,
wow.
conveniently.
So, Keith,
right.
which is your favourite ship? I don't think I've asked. Which is your preferred loadout?
Mine personally, or
Yeah.
Skyraider.
Your
Mine
person.
is.
Oh,
Mine
yeah,
has
you
always been the
don't care about
goldfish.
Skyraider.
Goldfish?
Wow, my
Goldfish.
hole's already dead and I'm...
Goldfish. Interesting.
It's a beautiful ship. It's got a lot of maneuverability. The real weakness of it, and the reason you see a lot of them lose, and I was actually gonna yell at Skyraider for this in a very loving manner.
Yeah, I'm not playing good today.
No worries. It's a lot of pilots try to use their front guns all the time.
Yeah.
Because they're the strongest. But when you have flamethrowers or carronades on the side, you can do a lot to stop them from chasing you down and killing you. Because the Primitive can outshoot the goldfish. So you really, it is a finesse
I
battle.
used to do that strategy when I used to play with Cordy. I would do that a lot where I'd switch, but due to the lack of an inexperience with a lot of people I get put up with, not in this case, when I'm just playing a random match with random people, they do not understand the fact that you have to get off the front gun and onto the flamethrowers. So then it's just, I just started dogfighting with a pure goldfish.
No way,
Yeah,
Rear Admiral Zill's online.
Ooh, this
look.
match is getting interesting.
Yeah.
You should probably throw out another link then, right? Right.
Yeah.
We might be able to win this. Oh,
No.
never mind, never mind.
He left you to die.
So, Skyraider, do I even need to ask your favorite ship?
What is it?
The goldfish.
I don't know, that's why we're asking you.
Actually, hold on, I need to mute everyone, like, in the game. Someone can take my spot at this point.
And Blind Man has indeed nabbed your spot. Who knows,
Oh.
the blue team might actually win now.
Yeah, they might actually win. I should go on to the other team as a captain and pretend to crew on their ship.
Wow, what the shit is... I'm sorry, that one is being called Doug, and no one can argue with me on that point. That one is being called Doug.
Is that a
You
D?
mean, you mean devil?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, how do you use a pound sign as an L?
I don't know. I'm just that's what I'm assuming.
I suppose so. I'm just not fucked trying to do that. That is getting Doug and nothing else.
Yeah, I think we're going to have to go with Doug on that one because I refuse to pronounce a pound as an L.
Oh man,
It could definitely be Doug.
that rusted strat. Oh yeah. That's how we do
Everyone
it.
took my idea about the sabotage.
Radagast. And in any other match against any other ship, Radagast would probably be Doug. But no, Devil's Doug this time.
Nope. Devil. Yep.
I know you were talking about the factions because I see them all the time. I see NAS, FS, and then I see Squashes, his little duck crew.
Yep.
Definitely the two most.
Is he actually crew?
His ducks? So I don't know if these are his ducks. I know he's got like a little cult following though.
Dear God.
Oh, how nice. So his
And
ducklings.
every time they destroy a ship, they quack.
You what?
Oh God, I'd give a lot to be on the ship at that moment. That would be funny.
I'd give a lot not to be on the ship at that moment. Because you'd probably have to quack too. Otherwise they'd throw you over the side.
It is a feature we should definitely start working on is keel hauling.
Yeah, I beg you, as a captain, please give us a kick button.
Then we can just kick
Oh,
everyone on the other team.
it is a heated debate around the office of what we're going to do. We've
God,
had
yes.
several meetings over how to implement, kicking features without, hurting the community.
Yeah, because you would get the bastards who like overuse it. You can always just limit the amount of kicks you can do to one person per lobby.
Yeah, well, we've got a couple good ideas we're kicking around. It's a lot of what we can do with the UI.
Yeah.
Without taking too much time.
If it's still in development, it would be rude to ask you what it is then.
Yeah.
So
I'd hate to say it because it's constantly changing exactly what we're gonna do. So I'd hate to say it, and then it's like, oh well, we changed it, and then we hurt someone's feelings.
Well, you can't really kick someone without hurting their feelings, or without feelings being hurt in the process. So it is kind of an icky thing.
I'm talking about hurting other people's feelings.
No, I mean, when we implement a kick, there's definitely gonna be feelings hurt. I'm talking about if I told you, well, here's the way we're gonna do it. If we didn't do it that way, people would be like, well, I'm not prepared for this anymore. What do I do?
Don't worry. Dear God, it's been almost a week since someone's posted on the forums. We need boarding.
I think I just selectively don't see those posts anymore.
I think boarding just instantly falls like just this blank spot in my mind. My memories just skip.
I know it is impossible in the current engine, but you have to admit that when you're on an enemy team, you would love to swing over to an enemy ship and smack Satchmo about the head with your hammer.
So, to be fair, there are a few players I have met who a good wrench upside the head would be very satisfying.
Oh, God, yes.
It's just gossip. Now, you can't just say that.
No, I can't gossip because I'm sure they're wonderful people in real life.
Okay, I've received a private message from Niall saying it's not NAFs, it's just NAF. The S is just for ship. It's just NAF.
Do they realise what NAF means in British slang?
Quite possibly not, because they're probably American.
Yeah, I don't know what it means.
It means naff, dull, boring, pointless, stupid.
I was kind of hoping it was going to be something a little more offensive.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping there was a dirty limerick coming or something.
I come from a culture where, like, words like wanker are serious insults in certain cases and friendly in other cases. It's so situational. But yeah, naff is really, really tame. It's just slang.
Yeah.
That's why you can say it on a stream as opposed to and.
Don't worry, my favourite one's always been bint.
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 You see,
that one's very,
Americans do not have good insultive words like that. I think that is the one true failing of the American society.
You mean hold on.
Using the same words over and over and over again.
Hold on.
Cool.
I have to disagree. The greatest failing of the American people is spray on bacon.
What?
Literally, like sprayed cheese out of a can, except it tastes like bacon. That is the greatest failing of the American people.
That's pretty bad. I think baconaise.
I haven't even heard of that.
Is worse.
What? What did you just say?
Baconaise. It's a real product. It's bacon and mayonnaise. It's like a mayonnaise spread flavored bacon. Baconaise.
There is a bacon and mayonnaise spread. Wow, I cannot begin to describe all the levels of dumb that is. Like, I like my bacon, but I like it as bacon.
As bacon, yeah.
Exactly.
Bacon has a place.
And it's not as a cream spread on my sandwich.
On the hierarchy of pork, bacon clearly lives at the top. And bacon that has been, crushed and ruined and reprocessed is slightly lower, and it is known as sausage, not baconaise. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care
it's a singular product. Not all our crushed bacon is baconaise. Baconaise is a product that someone took the time to think, I should combine bacon and mayonnaise.
I suppose it's not quite as bad as the efforts to make it kosher.
See, how does that work? When you put, like, mayonnaise on, like, your coleslaw, and you realise you've accidentally bought the wrong flavoured mayonnaise, and it's in fact baconaise, you now have carrot, cabbage, whatever else you chuck in your coleslaw, smothered with bacon cream.
You see, I don't feel like anyone accidentally buys baconaise or accidentally uses baconaise.
I think plenty of people accidentally buy Baconnaise, but I don't think anyone buys.
No. I think it's how they
This is
package
Baconnaise.
it. I mean, they're baked beans, right? You can get them. You can get that stupid, like smoky barbecue flavor, and the cans look exactly the fucking same. It's one small line of text. If they do that with Baconnaise, I would do it all the time.
No, Baconnaise is its own giant jar by itself. It is its own brand. There is no other flavors. There is simply Baconnaise. Is like the entire company's product line.
Let me guess. That tagline is: "In the future, there is only Baconnaise."
I wish. I don't think they're that. I don't think they're that witty. I think they just thought we could make money putting bacon and mayonnaise together, just taking that step away from the American people.
And they probably did.
What the hell? Rusted has just plowed his ship into the ground. Oh, I see why. It's because Blind Man has buggered off and the squid is... Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Even I didn't leave.
Nicely done, blind man. Good disconnect.
That is an excellent disconnect.
I stay until I die, which yeah.
That's quite often.
I don't have to stay anywhere. I'm already dead.
Hey, Kia, I have to ask. Were you around when the update was added that put dust clouds that damaged ships into Dune?
No, actually, I think I was just applying to be a community ambassador at that time. It's definitely... So it's something I've had to come to grips with. Like, I see both sides. Because as someone who used the clouds all the time to do sneak attacks on a goldfish, I was really upset. But at the end of the day, it does make dunes a little more interesting. Because otherwise, it's sort of kind of just a clear killing field.
Oh, no, I wasn't actually talking about it being a bad thing. I was just talking about the chaos that ensued, because apparently it wasn't in the patch notes.
No, well, yeah, I was almost a CA at that time, so I was pretty active in the forums, and yeah, I got to be a part of that and that argument.
Seems like everything related to Guns of Icarus has some form of argument from some very vocal players. I mean, in a way, it's actually it's indicative of the good community. Admittedly, full of
Moderators
bastards.
forum, man. Every day there's a new thread there, and there are like 30 posts minimum on almost everything.
Have you seen my
sign-ups.
favorite? My favorite is the flamethrower posts. Those have been the most interesting to read.
Oh god, that's like a couple of hundred posts long though.
I try to keep up with
post?
like what the players are doing, and
5-0 victory to the red team.
Congratulations. And just quickly before we get completely away from the topic of food, while I have Americans online,
Oh yeah.
Twinkies are fucking awful.
I don't know like what Twinkie you ate, but I probably will have to agree with you because you'll probably end up being something different.
It was like a Hershey's brand or something, or a Hershey's or
Hostess.
Oh, don't get me started
Hostess.
on Hershey's.
Is it like a extremely small chocolate that you can fit like 20 into the palm of your hands?
No.
Okay, then that's something else I'm thinking of.
It was a sponge rolly thing.
Sponge roll, yeah.
Okay, that's what I'm thinking of. Yes.
That's a Twinkie. Yeah, it's gas stop food is the way I describe it. It's a kind of...
Are you talking about the place where you purchase it, or the use of the food?
We're talking about America.
So it's both then.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I've never been a huge fan. It's very popular though because it's just processed sugar.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, it's embarrassing that that's one of the foods we're really known for. Like that's another failing of America. I love America. Let me say that first, but for food, like we're known for stealing other people's food, A, like Tex-Mex and stuff, and then B, making processed sugar like Twinkies. Like those are the two things. It's like I'm having American tonight. No one gets excited about that.
I'm actually probably one of the few families that lives in this area that actually makes their own food. Like, we don't go out to a restaurant and eat.
Yeah, I cook.
So,
Cooking.
Keith, we've
Yeah.
actually got a community question for you. Well, not a question, it's a statement, really. It's Doormaster, and I can't really do a Russian accent, but I'm assuming it's said in a Russian accent. You Americans, I hear you don't know what Jaffa cakes are.
I don't know what a Jaffa cake is.
You know?
It
or you don't
sounds
know?
so.
I've never had one, but I know what it is.
Good lord, you don't know what Jaffa cake is?
To
I
have a
think I've
Jaffa
had
I
it.
was
cake.
joking.
I used to live in England. I think it's something I had when I was there. I forget
You
though.
traitor.
Let's see. Oh, Blind Man's back to try to lead his squid into victory again.
God, he's not doing it. Well, this time at least he'll have an advantage. It's Canyon. So, squid, wonderful.
Yeah. I know, I think even in Dunes, the squid, if flown right, is a terrifying ship.
Well, you may or may not remember this, but you actually ran a competition once, at least I think it was you, and it was first person to win a match with a certain ship name. And
Oh, yes.
I did that with a squid, 5-0ing with AIs.
Yeah, by yourself. Yeah, I remember that one.
that is, it's really easy to do it with squid, but at that time particularly because, you know, it was full of the newbies from the Steam cell, such as me, who thought it was a good idea to enter that competition with a squid with no teammates, but still.
Hey, you pulled it off. You're the first person to get it.
I thought that was something you do like constantly.
No, actually, that was kind of on a whim. That was because I'd sat in front of my computer for 8 hours helping with the Steam sale, and I was like, you know what? Let's give out some free stuff, because why not?
Makes sense.
But,
something to cheer you up after dealing with thousands and thousands of people complaining that the game doesn't have boarding.
It wasn't actually a lot of boarding. It was a lot of, where's my costume for Collector's Edition? That was the question I got most.
The people who just wanted to bug the devs rather than just click the buttons on the top left of the screen.
I was wondering, you know, I've been a gamer for so long, like, at age 4, I was on a Sega Genesis, so a lot of this stuff is second nature to me. Like, if someone says, you have a free costume, I kind of always know where to look no matter what game. So I just wonder if these people are, like, they're newer to the gaming community. So they don't know what buttons to press.
If you don't know what buttons to press, you just press as many buttons as possible and hope things don't start exploding. That's how it works.
You see, some people don't have that adventurous spirit, though.
Then why are they playing a steampunk airship game? That kind of screams adventurous spirit to me. But alas, people are dumb.
That is very true.
Yeah, not much we can do about it. Anyway, heading into Canyon Ambush. It's time. Getting back to the whole streaming thing, God forbid.
Yeah, we're doing something here, aren't we?
Yeah, why don't you give it a try then, Kiv? Why don't you introduce the teams to us?
All right, so we've got Radagast and the Lucky Duck on the red side. It's a Goldfish Galleon. Strong combination because you actually have a tank and then someone quick. The other side is a Squid and a Goldfish with Rusted, and we're calling him Doug.
Doug?
It's a Squid and a Goldfish, which means they're not going to have as much firepower and they're not going to have a lot of armor. But the Canyons might be able to set up some good ambushes, so I guess we're going to see how they pull that off.
Yeah, the sheer amount of cloud coverage surrounding those canyon... What are they called? Spires? Maces? The giant cylindrical thingies. The sheer amount of cloud coverage. Maces. Okay, yeah, fair enough, maces. Well, I don't know, you could probably ask the guy who made the map, he might know. But yeah, the cloud cover around there allows players who know the map, which is admittedly not many of us, to really exploit those corners. I mean, we saw it before with the Flame Junker, the combustible lemon, was it? Yeah.
Oh, that was torture.
Did your gunners not bring some?
No, they did not. Apparently, all my everything was on fire. You should replace the animation for everything on fire on your ship. It's just like one gigantic blaze of fire.
Or alternatively, you could
middle
just patch
finger
it so
just
flashing
on your screen.
Yeah. I think the real in this round though, I think Rusted is going to be the linchpin of the Blues team because if he doesn't pull off any good moves, Red's just going to overpower them.
Going in backwards.
Yeah, that is risky. But Rusted is actually using a fairly standard squid build. He's going for the carronade on the front to basically pop those balloons and just force enemies into the ground. Now,
and a flamethrower on the right side. So he's got a complete disabling build.
And he's actually pulling alongside Lucky Duck. I don't know why he's doing that. That's a galleon. That's not going to end well for him.
Yeah.
Ouch.
He basically got 3 heavy weapons aimed at him, and he's the lightest ship in the game. So
goes the weasel.
Yeah.
Well, clearly the squid should have just as much health as the galleon. Don't you agree, Keith?
I mean, look at the size.
I don't know why we haven't added it in yet. No, actually, I would go so far as to say the disabling squid, that build he has right there, is one of the strongest builds in the game. when
it is
used
provided
correctly.
how to fly it. But
Yeah.
when you're dealing with 2 or more ships, it just doesn't happen. And of course, since most ships seem to hit the flight ceiling as soon as possible, they just hold down the W key and fly to the top. The squid can't get that height advantage it needs to destroy the balloon without getting pounded by charged shot flak, even while flaming it because heatsink.
Well, that's
Well,
why
then again,
the key is flying low. I mean, the flaks don't have that much of a downward angle, so if you fly close to the ground, you can pop up with hydrogen. The carronades take out the balloon, and then you can keep the height advantage entirely.
problem is that there's a very you have to time that one exactly right, because if you screw it up, then the flak is going to just destroy you before the
Definitely.
ship
Well,
has lost any.
The squid is definitely not a easy ship to fly or fly well. But
It is not. No.
It's arguably the hardest ship to fly, despite the speed. I mean, maybe the Junker would be considered slightly harder because it just has no turning speed.
Yeah, well, so I'd say the squid is the hardest to fly, but the Junker is the hardest to use well because it requires all 4 people to be actually playing together and efficiently.
Yeah, and that thing is really easy to get stuck on when you're running around it.
Mm-hmm. Well, if you don't have good communication, you don't have enough weapons firing, and you just lose.
Ooh.
There
Lucky
we go,
Duck,
another point for red. Doug goes down.
Lucky Duck actually managed to ram them, I think. Is the squid going for a ram?
I don't know what the squid's going for.
Maybe trying to get out of its broadsides.
It's blind man, so let's face it, they're not going for much. But,
okay.
Yeah.
I thought blind man
it's a
was goldfish.
No.
Nah, blind man's the one on squid.
Oh.
He does seem to love being in the broadsides of that galleon, though.
Also being dead. But hey, I've been in that position before.
Doug seems to be focusing fire on the galleon. That doesn't seem to be the best idea, especially when he's flying directly into the galleon's flight path, no, broadside path.
It's called a retreat.
It's called suicide.
No, I'm referring. I was joking at the fact that he ran in.
Aha.
You can always retreat and regroup with your ally in this game.
Yeah. Well, and here's actually something Doug has done very well. Would be doing well if he actually took out the enemy's weapons with that flamethrower.
And didn't run straight into the galleon.
Yeah. Well, I mean, using the enemy as a shield against their ally is just something that can save your life, especially in a goldfish where it's all about getting around them.
Oh, Rust is actually pulling off a fairly decent move, all things considered. But the problem is it's been set on fire by the Radagast, and there's not much he can do now, especially if his engines have gone down.
My problem here is, and it goes back to what I've said in multiple streams, right, is they're just feeding meat to the meat grinder. One is dying, then the other person isn't thinking, hold on, I should stop and regroup. They're just going in one at a time and dying to a 2v1.
Yeah. Well, and unfortunately, there's no... Because I've been a pilot on one of those teams, and there's no way to make that better. Like, if you're the one good pilot and the other guy just wants to feed, as soon as that cycle starts, it's impossible to convince them that, hey, this isn't going to work out for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, okay, here's one for you. Sky, if you could add one weapon or one item to the game, what do you reckon it would be? By item, I mean like one equipable.
One equipable
something you
item.
just want to see. Yeah.
I'll need to think that through, actually. I have no idea.
Fair
I
enough.
would just like to say so long to Squash. Thank you for the entertaining matches.
Yeah, that was excellent play. But how about you, then, Rai? If you could add one item or one weapon.
Some sort of electromagnetic pulse weapon that reverses the controls.
Oh, that would be fun.
Oh, God.
I don't think an EMP would work too well on steampunk tech, though.
I'm sure you can make it work somehow.
Hallucinogenics, maybe? Just reverse the controls of anyone in the cloud.
Chemical warfare, yes, let's bring that
Yeah.
to a steampunk game.
I guess
why
the,
not? There's already
the
smoke
gas
cloud.
mask would definitely be the most popular item after that, though. You start
Oh, yeah.
warfare.
Yeah, that's going into pay to win there. Ooh, bad route to go. No,
No,
Peter,
definitely.
don't go there.
Trust me, that's something that we've said around the
actually-
office that we really do not want.
No.
Everyone might want to look at the red team now.
Oh, fuck that.
Oh, no.
No.
I think this will be the downfall of red team.
What, the
After such a
Pyramidon
good quality
Pyramidon?
match. Yeah, Pyramidian. Oh, is that how you say it?
I
Pyramidon.
actually want to do a 3v3 sooner or later because there seems to be a lot of people joining in.
I don't know. I've heard it said multiple ways. I say it the way my gaming group says it.
Ah. Well, I'd say
Because you
Pyramidian
see,
because it sounds nicer.
we used to call it back in when we all started in the beta was the little bitch ship, but
Was that when it was OP or was that when it was overpowered or underpowered?
yeah, it was because it was overpowered, and it wasn't that much overpowered. The real problem was everybody flew it. So every round you fought in, like, because you do the water hazard and you'd be fighting 3 Primidons every time.
Oh God.
Like me and
Did they fly out too?
Spaceman used to have contests to see how many we could shoot down, just focusing purely on them. But,
This was before Thunder Dunes, I'm assuming.
yes, this was before Thunder Dunes.
Well, okay then. Well then, same question to Juki. If you could add one item or weapon to the game without having to try and pass it through every member of your team, what would it be?
So if the main thing is if I could add in one item with all the art assets done, works perfectly and doesn't bug out. Let's see.
Of course.
One item. Well, so I would definitely, because there's been a suggestion, it would definitely be a pilot slot item because I feel because there's only the spyglass for gunners and engineers, which I think is limiting. But what would I add? You see, so the thing I'd love is a personal flare gun. Now, it's not something we can really do well with our system because the player character isn't really part of the world so much as the ship is. That's the same reason we can't do boarding. But a personal flare gun, because I feel like the flare gun on the ship is not as effective. Like, it's great on the Junker for the front slot if you're playing on a cloud-heavy map. But beyond
I did not consider that.
Having that, because then it's a captain slot, you give it to your gunner, he's like, well, I'm going to shoot it in the cloud, and then he fights. To me, was just the thing I always dreamed about, and then had my dreams dashed.
Yeah, I can imagine the argument against it would be that it would completely devalue the ship-mounted flare gun.
There's that, and also just, it's the system we have set up right now, the player character can't really do it.
Yeah, it makes sense, because the player location isn't really on the ship.
Yeah.
At least I'm assuming. I mean, I don't know the specifics behind it.
There's a lot of ones and zeros and numbers and things like that.
Numbers make my head hurt.
Yeah.
Numbers higher than 9, because that's the glasses. But what about ships? I mean, I can imagine that a team that's given free rein to mess around with steampunk would have come up with more than 6 ships. Were there any?
Well, it's definitely. We definitely have plans for more than 6 ships.
Ooh.
And we have an art team who definitely loves making ships and a lot of the concept art. And you can see it on the Facebook page. If you just go back in the timeline, there's a couple ships that we've posted the concept art that we haven't actually made yet. And there's definitely a lot of ideas on the drawing board and a lot of things we want to do. The big thing is not creating the ship, it's so much as fitting it into the world, like balance-wise and
everything
stuff
else
like
from
that.
this role.
Yeah, because you can't just be like, well, and this ship's going to be perfect at everything.
Yeah, God forbid we get another goldfish.
I think the goldfish is actually one of the weakest at the moment in the current meta.
Well, yeah, it seems like the specialized ships and the whole working together kind of negates the goldfish. I mean, whenever there's a sale and, the Guns of Icarus has like a population influx, you do see a lot of goldfishes running around. Or goldfish? What's
Is
the
that
plural?
the first ship that's selected, and then people immediately join a game, and then click the ready button?
Yeah.
That is always my first tip. That was the one thing I've said a million times every time we have a sale to every player is start as an engineer. Because A, we always need more engineers. And B, you will actually learn things.
Well, the thing is, I actually started as a pilot.
I started as a gunner.
It's possible to start as a pilot. It's really rough. Especially when your crew gets angry at you because you're running into things.
You need pretty much someone to teach you, basically.
Yeah.
As long as that person is not Satchmo.
An idiot.
Like I said, as long as that person is not Satchmo.
That Pyramidon there.
Yeah, taking serious damage. This is something we've actually seen the red team do quite a lot, though this time Ducky isn't around to do it. It's just to hold that spawn point. It's another suggestion, but you might want to consider just
it is, Well, actually, what we are doing is making a smart spawn system, so you don't spawn in line of sight of any other ships. So this sort of thing where you're just spawning in one position, especially Duel at Dawn, which was originally a 1v1 map, doesn't happen.
There are 1v1 maps.
It was, but then the community actually didn't really want a 1v1. Like, so
Yeah,
it really split the community. Let me put it that way, because there are a lot of people who aren't a fan of 1v1, and we don't. So the problem with 1v1 that we mainly had is we don't want to balance the ships 1v1. That's not the kind of game we're making, because in that case you have some ships like the Galleon, which has just the most firepower and can do a lot of damage. Where in a 2v2 situation, it can be outmaneuvered so easily, which is what makes it squid its natural counter in many situations.
provided the squid isn't actually like visible to the galleon in any form, because then the galleon just activates.
Once you've been spotted by the galleon, there's no way to get out of its broadsides for me. It might be because I'm just in a goldfish.
I'm definitely willing to try it out with you guys on the stream. If you guys want to run a galleon on Battle of the Dunes, completely almost open map, and see if your gunners can take me down before I get in the disabling position.
The disabling, because that sounds very dirty, Kiev.
I run a very dirty ship for my squid.
I don't want to hear any more about it. Still, that would be an interesting community challenge. Take the best community gunners, stick them all on a galleon, tell them to hunt down a squid.
Oh, okay, that won't be me then.
Yeah, that won't be you, Sky. Won't be any of us.
Oh no, I think today was just a bad day for me.
Well, and this is one of those games that, so I never, like, there's some games you can play angry really well, and the angrier you get, the better you play. Guns of Icarus is not one of those games, because you have three other people who can completely ruin it for you.
Well, it's not that I was angry, it's just that I wasn't really focusing a lot.
Well, and also if you know your crew can do badly and it's hard to tell, so you feel like you're doing badly, then you get frustrated.
Yeah.
Because at least personally, I've run into that where it's like, well, I feel like I'm flying well. What's going on?
That's what I said like a few days ago. I was flying with Dino, of all the people, and we actually won 60 matches in a row, and we were just completely unstoppable. And then when I played today, I could not do anything.
Yeah, I personally don't play. I've got my gaming group of like 10 people, and unless I can get at least 4 of them on, one of them's a wife,
something like that.
At least 4.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you need a full ship.
Don't you mean 3?
Or, huh? Well, I mean, so 4 including me.
Ah.
Though sometimes it's nice to have someone captaining the other ship, just because then you don't get that feeding problem as much.
Yeah, this seems to be what the blue team's having. They just can't handle the 1v1 combat with the other ships. It just seems like the Doug. Fuck me, look at that name. The Doug is just getting taken down by both the Pyramidian and the Galleon on the red team, and then they're just turning on the Rusted. And there's not much the blind man can do to avoid that damage. So it just seems that Doug is, yeah.
And if you're in a 2v1, and I've been in 2v1s before, there's just no way. You can escape, probably, but you can never win one. I've only actually I'm going to counteract that argument. I actually managed to win one with a squid, with both the other team members being squids, and they were complete idiots. And they were not, like, firing at me, and eventually it took 10 minutes. It was King of the Flawed Hills, or Flayed, however you pronounce it. And basically, they were just complete idiots and weren't shooting me, and I killed them. They were circling me. I guess they were having AI problems because I was like an all AI game, but I had all AI crew, so it was basically an uneven battle. But I still managed to win. But that was the only time. All the other times I've died.
The problem, and to go back to the game for a second, the blue team had a great advantage because they took out the Pyramidian, and now they just kind of ignored the Galleon. And they had a perfect setup, and now they're giving just time for the guy's ally to come back in.
Yeah.
Coming into each other, which doesn't help.
Yeah, that's also.
They also need to kind of focus on one target. It's kind of hard to determine which target they're shooting at.
I get the feeling that the losing team is actually having trouble getting the lock on. You know, the white square. What is the official term for the white square?
Spot.
The spot.
The spot, yes.
Yeah.
Spot, right.
Yeah.
God, that seems obvious. It just seems like one of the teams might be having trouble getting those spots because, you know, they just don't seem to be working all that well together.
When I was playing, actually, no one was spotting. Like I could not find them, and then it was, and then suddenly 2 ships came out of nowhere, and I was surrounded.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is people don't remember that the captain can't really see everything. A lot of the spots are meant to do that exactly.
And of course, since you're actually playing as a captain, some people take the take 3 slots instead of just 2 with a spyglass, like me, where I have the something to get me out of a situation where they're right in front of me, where they're charging me, where I can just go above them, like the hydrogen canister. You have something to make you go faster, and then you have something like the Phoenix Claw.
Yeah.
Yeah, Phoenix Claw seems to be man-antoying galleons. Oh, down there, down.
Boom! 5-1 victory to the red team.
Yeah.
Also, speaking of turning quickly, Cordy, have you ever actually made an official chart for if you go backwards and then turn, it will make you turn much quicker?
Yes.
Have you made like a chart like that?
I've been tempted to make that diagram before. I just lack artistic skill.
Oh.
You might want to have what's his name? Dr. Spaceman. He's done a lot of charts. I'm surprised he hasn't done one for that yet.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the room here is actually filling up with a whole bunch of scrub neckbeard students. Yes, I'm looking at you, Nugget.
I was wondering who was talking in the background.
So, I am probably going to have to call the stream here. Thank you very much, Sky Raider and Kivice, for coming on as special guests.
Oh, that was loud. Yeah, I guess I better finish it up for him. So, yeah, thanks for watching the stream. Thanks for watching us watch these players that are so very, very bad. Sky,
and
looking at you.
Yeah. And hearing the background noise from Cordy's mic.
Oh, I think he might actually have been knocked out, and he's probably getting a mustache drawn on his face right now.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be the Hitler. It seems like it would be the Hitler. Anyway, yeah, thanks to both of our guests, Sky, who was so courageously blown out the sky.
I need to be taught again. I think Dino taught me poorly.
Yeah, and thanks to Kevy for joining us and talking about stuff he probably shouldn't be talking about, but he's talking about anyway. So thank you for that.
My pleasure, and the challenge still stands. Whenever you want to try to pull the galleon against my squid.
Ooh, that's a community challenge right there. I have to get Morby on that one.
Will there be a bounty?
I might have to make it a bounty. Just add rewards on top of it.
Most people won't care.
I know. Whenever I go into the chat and say who wants to kill a dev, I get plenty of people aiming at me.
Oh.
Yeah, I can imagine
when I say anyone want to kill me, everyone just kind of. Everyone just doesn't really care.
Alright, don't forget to please like the stream page and of course go to the YouTube.